We're going to train. We've made it to the third map. It's going all the way here in our first semi-final, and the action's only begun here today. We've got plenty more coming your way, and we were talking about train, right? It can lead in both directions here, but how much of an edge do you think Dignitas will have with that tactical play? Because you were saying with the newer team start for Res, they prefer the puggy maps, then you can kind of play train like that, but it's maybe not going to be enough against Dignitas if they really bring heavy tactics. They can rebound back from what Res tries to do to them.
What I love about Dignitas train, the whole Dignitas, because we haven't seen them in an international play for a long time, as we know about female tournaments, but what I love about their play is that they change the rhythm throughout the whole game. If they take control of the T side early in the map, then after that they mix up with slow, like rushes, slow takes, like group up, defaults. Like they really have a lot of depth on train, and they play as a unit. I don't think Dignitas is the kind of team that's really good at getting picks, like, you know, some of the SK style, you know, just slowing, like waiting for your teammates or the enemies to make a mistake. I don't think that's their play style. Their play style is to get control of the map together, you know, work together, rush together, trade well. We've seen it on Inferno. Dignitas T side, they were trading really well, and they always came up numbers. So I think that's what we're going to see on Train. And what's going to be really hard for Res is to counter their city side setup, because they're an organized team. If Res goes for picks, which I think they will, because they're probably more skill-based team, they're probably going to go for a sole default and get picks and stuff like that. Let Potter work or op and team mid, like or ladder or Ali. If Dignitas do random special tactics, like random stuff where two people push there or two people trade there, and they don't just wait for their opponent, that's where Dignitas can win the game, I think. If they don't let Res get these picks early in the round, if they go up numbers fast, I think it's going to go Dignitas' way again.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well, because we look at the individual skill play coming into it, where while Train can be a map that they can try and work some advantage in, just looking at how Dignitas were able to adapt, looking at how they played on Nuke there, they were missing out on them close 1v1s. If they can change that around, we said already on Inferno that could have been a completely different story. We could potentially have been looking at a 2-0 at this stage, but they weren't able to do that. The individual skills of Res was shining, but now can they pull it off in the final round? And I do feel a bit more nervous now. And I was confident with my 2-1 Res, they can probably do this looking at it, but just seeing how dominating it was on Nuke makes me think, okay, they can reset themselves, their experience. That's not a problem for them at this stage. But it's a map like Train, which I'd say it's like a 60-40 favor for Dignitas at this stage.
Yeah, I think so too. Even, like we were talking about Dignitas body language in between map 1 and 2, and honestly, if you saw Rez's body language in map 2,
folded arms,
you know, they're losing. It's of course a rough time, but it was pretty dramatic. You know, close, like you said, closed-armed, really kind of depressed, you know?
They looked like their heads were down before the game was even over, right? There was still comeback potential. We've seen crazy things in Counter-Strike. I think it was like, what, 10-3 or something? It's like, you can come back from this, but it was almost like, oh, we just want to go to Train, and there's not really the attitude you need, and that needs to be completely just disappearing now as you come into Train.
And you see Dignitas is laughing, they're back themselves again. For some reason, Dignitas is great at comeback stories. You know, they lose, but they win. I think there's one of their strengths. They just never give up. They're really a full-on unit. And we'll see what Res can do. Vilga has been really impressing me a lot throughout the last events that I've seen her. She dominated the last female event, and here today, she's even winning like crucial rounds, 1v2s, 1v3s, really important kills. If Vilga shows up again, you know, Dignitas might have a little more trouble than we think, because I'm really impressed by her playstyle. For her, I think it doesn't seem to affect her that they're losing or not. She's always ready, always calm.
Seems very focused as well, right?
Extremely focused, and I think she's the one that kind of brings the girls back in the game a lot on Res side. I don't know inside their head and inside the communication, but when we look at the success that she has in those crucial rounds, it would pump me as a player if I see my teammate like really shine like that. On Inferno, when she won that eco round 2, you know, that's a crucial round to win. That's even kind of more important than winning the pistol sometimes. If you win the eco, it's harder, I think, to lose the eco than losing pistol, you know? So, she's doing great. Hopefully we can get more like shiny star moments. I think in this game, I think map 1 was really rough. Map 2 was one-sided. Now we need to see like a really rough, like a good battle for map 3.
The kind of like all the way game, taking every single round right to the wire,
the
bit of back and
ultimate
forth.
Battlefield, like wall against the wall.
That's what we expected as well across it, and obviously how the maps worked out. This is now where it comes down to. That's completely doable, and you got to point out as well, Zars was coming out with some very solid clutch rounds there, especially on Nuke, but even with these things happening, they never managed to piece it together. They were just constantly on the back foot. If she can keep up that performance that we've seen, like just individual performance, backed up like we were saying by Vilga, then that's what they're going to have to rely on here, because tactically we may think they have a few executes and stuff, but as you said, Potter's new to the team. It's only been a week of boot camp and practice. And also speaking to Zars yesterday, and her exact words was, I want to wake up from this nightmare, because it was like yesterday shouldn't have happened. They believed it should have just been 2-0. Of course, as everyone did at the beginning, but now it's their time to bounce back, and we are going to go into the knife round. It is going to happen this time around, and
it's a crucial knife round.
For Train especially, yeah.
I love watching knife rounds. Some tournaments don't show it, but I love to actually watch it. And Dignitas wins. This is rough. This is rough. And then mentally, they won the knife again. Like, you know.
So they've taken the knife now. They get to choose their side. They've had the confident first map. They can now manipulate it in the way that they feels best for them. And then you instantly put Rez on the back foot. But the key thing, if they win a pistol again, which they've been doing very convincingly, you've got to stop yourself getting forced. We need to see that early start here from Dignitas, because we spoke about it, and both times they've just dropped the ball. Now it's time to...
just need to not lose the eco round.
No room for errors now. No room at all.
It seems like they get nervous and not make the mistake that will make them lose the round, and that's when they make the mistake. They need to get rid of that, get in the mentality that they're just, you know, here to win, and they can do it. As far as Rez, if they don't win early T-side rounds, I think because they lack tactics, if they start T and are not really strong at the beginning, unfortunately, I'm scared it's going to go the Nuke way. But what I want to see is more like an even game. That would be fun to go into overtime on the Train.
So we talked about the tactics side of how things could work on Train, but do you think there's something that Rez might have in their back pocket plan? Like we spoke about how they might have saved it, ignored it from the best of one side of things for the situation. And we said about how you might think both teams were quite happy with how this veto had gone. So is there that potential that Rez can come out and actually completely upset what Dignitas are thinking or believe they can achieve? Because it's such experience, such talented players, they're used to this situation, but I do feel like this is not maybe the worst version we've seen of them, but it's like so early to tell kind of how
I don't know if this is the worst version. I think maybe the other teams are just catching up, and what they've been doing needs to evolve. I think what they've been doing needs to be, you know, a little bit more organized. Other people are getting better. You should also put in the work to be better. I think that's what it is like, and I'm pretty sure that's why they took Potter in. You know, they want to reach that next level, because although they've been winning, they still made a change, which says a lot. You know, they want to win more. They want to be more dominant. They want to attack that male scene. So I think, you know, this is the start of their ascension, if I want to say.
Well, they say it all the time, right? The only way is down once you're at the top, and they've been at the top for so long now that you've got to be able to have that chance. You've got to have that change in order to make sure that you stay motivated, stay keen. And if everyone's catching up to you, even more reason to give it everything you have to ensure you keep your position, because nothing's guaranteed and you have to work for it, right?
Yep. But and I hope they can. You know, it's fun to see the more and more good teams on the circuit.
Oh yes, that's what we want to see for more female Counter-Strike. We are going to go ahead and give it back to Hugo and Snods, waiting to do this game. It's Train coming up. It's the last game in this best of 3. Who's going to take it? Guys, what do you think?
I don't know really. Like we were talking about this just off camera, and we well, actually, you go with your thoughts.
What
first.
my prediction?
Yeah. And
I'm saying
where you think this is going.
Okay, I'm saying 16-12 in favor of Rez.
Interesting.
I'm giving a scoreline as well, so you know.
We were establishing, right? You know, these are two teams that I think are very momentum based. Obviously, you know, while we saw Dig with that great start on Nuke, you could see Rez instantly kind of what's going on. They're winning T-side rounds. Mentally, as you said at 8-3 or something. You know, I think Rez are just gonna this is gonna fall apart, and then they lost 16-4.
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. So I definitely think whoever takes that early lead, if we have one team just stomp away, 7-2, 8-2, they're definitely going to be in the good books. But if this does go into late game scenarios, that's exactly where Rez are comfortable. Close matches, these 16-14s, these overtimes, these comebacks. That's what Rez are known for. So definitely a chance for either team. But
definitely. I mean, what's crazy to me is all 4 pistols so far in this matchup have all gone in favor of Dignitas. Both pistols won. Obviously on Inferno they lose 16-10. Both pistols won on Dignitas on Nuke by Dignitas, and 16-5. Extremely one-sided affair in that matchup.
Yeah.
And now we come to Train, and for me, Dignitas is a team that relies on the early lead. If you give, an 8-3 advantage, a 7-2 advantage to Rez, they're not going to let that slip away.
No, not at all. And lights going off everywhere.
Lights are going off, so maybe the game is live and ready. Who knows?
Who knows? There's some pause at the moment. Everyone's in the server, so we should be going ahead with Dig on that CT side as well. Definitely got that inherent advantage, kicking it off with that. And again, coming off the momentum of Nuke, who knows what can happen? We've been put into darkness.
Who knows?
Maybe all the lights will go off.
We never know. We never know. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get your prediction.
I'm gonna go Dig for this one, honestly. I think Dig can take it.
You like, betting for the underdog?
No.
You got to give me a scoreline as well.
Okay. No, I'll switch around. I'll probably regret it switching, but I'll go for Rez. I'll join you on that one.
Okay, but what's the score? Okay, just don't go like a 16-11 and try and undercut.
Oh,
just
okay.
Be realistic.
What
do you reckon?
Now I have to say it's close or something. I have to go above you.
Whatever you truly believe it to be.
Okay, I don't know. I think Rez coming into the T side got to be explosive. Good start. Maybe they'll take it a strong map. Maybe a 16. Well, I can't. I was going to do 16-10, but you're not going to let me. But I'm going to stick.
No,
with
you can go 16-10.
Okay,
I like 16-10.
I'll go with the 16-10 for Rez.
Well, 16-10 is Hugo's prediction. Mine being 16-12. Obviously, the closer this matchup is, with the experience on the roster from Rez, obviously the favourites for the whole tournament. And this is a team that knows how to deal with pressure. They've won so many events back to back to back. The former champions from the last Intel Challenge. They know how it is to be the favourites. But have they been in this scenario before, Jack? Apologies. Have they been in this? Have they been in this scenario before, Hugo?
Is there another man here? Are you cheating on me?
Maybe. But has there been another scenario for Rez where they are down 1-1, where they are coming into this matchup where they've been dominating the map before?
Well, that's the thing. We just talked about it. Rez aren't a team that lose maps. When we look at their best of threes, they're all 2-0s historically. So they're going to have a tough time at least coming into this game, not being experienced in playing a third map in a series and going, okay, we just lost a map. We are close to elimination. Obviously, it's a similar story. Essentially, this is a best of 1 right now on Train, right? You can make that argument. But when you're in a best of 3, when you have just played 2 maps and you're coming off the back of a loss, not just a loss, but a strong 16-5 loss in favor of the other team, it can definitely hurt your performance. So Rez aren't experienced in this kind of situation, so I could definitely say that that will lead in the favour of Team Dignitas.
Surprising to see Nuke as well make its way through the veto. Yeah, obviously, I mean, watching the play there from Rez, you could definitely tell Nuke not being one of their strengths. We've seen them on Cobblestone, Inferno, Cash as well, I believe. This is a team that definitely has the individual skill, the individual prowess. So why would you allow it to go to a map like Nuke where more tactics can be utilized?
And the worst part about that is the veto system for this event is ban, pick, and then the last map.
Being
so they
random? Or obviously
so
left
it's the last map left.
Yeah.
So they have 2 bans before the first team even picks. So
what's your ban? Overpass and surely not Mirage. Surely interesting.
It was Overpass and then it was Cash. Wow. Dig removed Cobble Mirage. And then Rez picked Inferno and Dig picked Nuke. So I don't know why your insta ban isn't Overpass Nuke, 2 of the more tactical maps that Rez do not like to play. Instead they go for Cash, a map that, obviously good map for Dig, but it's a map Rez can just pug on and out-aim Dig completely. And I think they would win in that department. But I don't know, you tell me, Snods. I haven't got an answer for that one.
Do you know what, mate? I'm on the same boat as you on this one. Obviously, if you want to bring it down to individual skill, you would more allude to Cash. Maybe there's been, I don't know, scrimmages beforehand. Obviously, maybe they're pracking. As these guys were in different groups, maybe they thought, okay, while we're here, let's play some pracs. We're not in the same groups. We're not going to be, opponents on the first day. Let's play some pracs to warm up in the new stage environment or the new, coming in obviously into Poland in this environment.
With the roster, of course, being fairly recent, the change.
Oh, Potter too.
Yeah, Potter to Rez. Obviously, you want to put as much prep as you can with that. It didn't look too great for anyone in the previous map, but I don't know. I've still, Rez have got that star factor, they've got that wow factor, and they've always been that team to pretty much everyone that's followed female CS that can always still come out of these games with a victory. And yes, they've had a shaky tournament. Yes, we're in the third map of a semi-final where we don't know what's going to happen. But I'd still say it's a safe bet, banking on them. Obviously, if Dig take this, what a phenomenal win that would be. Not only taking down the victor of the last 2 Intel challenges, but also pretty much every female event that comes around, at least land-wise. But also, Dig move forward into the grand final versus the winner of Keystars versus Squared Prospect. So, again, 2 teams where we completely don't know, we don't really know what to expect, specifically from Keyd, the team that has come in being the upset team from Brazil and hasn't ever played an international LAN, only domestically. So, looking at that, if Dig win this, there's a really good chance they could take the grand final. But that's a story for another day. We've got one more map ahead of us for this semi-final. Team Dig versus Rez Gaming. We've got a lot of utility here on Rez. And Team Dig, Kit Smoke on the CT side, and Milk didn't buy? I don't know. She's got no money, though.
I think she's dropped over the...
She's dropped over nothing. There's nothing. Oh, she must have thrown a Molotov into main, maybe to stop an early rush. Very likely, because Rez have actually slowed down, although...
But then, what did she spend the $50 on? Does she have a decoy?
I actually don't know. Big questions, and everyone...
Players are in spawn, so I imagine the issue has carried forward from, obviously, while it was still in the paused
this doesn't
scenario.
Live, so I wouldn't worry.
Well, more time to, talk about our day and what we've seen so far in terms of Counter-Strike. I mean, we still, both of us predicting Rez to pull through, and of course, that would potentially be the right answer, right? In terms of past history, looking back at the players individually, but maybe as a new 5 roster for Dignitas, obviously the recent backing as well from Dignitas. This team has been on an upward trajectory ever since they joined Dig. They had, the facilities provided to them as well. Yep. I believe we are going for a map restart, and then hopefully the issues have been sorted and we can go live with this final map of this best of 3 to find out the first team in the finals.
Yeah, buys coming through now. I wonder if Rez will go for the same buy that was that Molly Smoke on Vilga. Yes, they have. A bit more utility as well. I think we saw on someone else. It might have been Zaz or Antika, but we will be waiting for that. If it does come through, then it seems like maybe an A set piece. We already saw someone lining up a smoke before the game was called to cancel. So I think the smoke we saw was a new smoke that I only started to see recently, and it was actually a connector smoke. So not the one on top of the dumpster, but instead close towards main. And
is that the one that smokes like between default and connector, like the cross?
It could be. I didn't see the exact lineup, but it looked like either that or the actual connector smoke. I think it's more likely the one you said, though. And again, having 2 smokes into a pistol round means you're probably just doing the cross from left and right side of the
Yeah, because what you can do is when you smoke from the floor, there's like a shadow you line up. I'm not sure if it was lined up on the shadow, but that smokes the cross between default, connector. You also smoke towards red train and default. You have those 2 positions, the gaps closed. You obviously calm down Pop Dog, you flash over from team main, and you basically rush towards A. But, I mean, this is all this theorycraft, but we could see the pistol. This could just be a B rush, mate.
Yeah, they could be switching things up now that we went for that short pause. And of course, the restart. Now we've actually had a mix. Zaz is now playing on Team Dignitas, apparently. And they've swapped logos as well. So we'll be waiting for all that to get sorted out. Players to switch onto the correct side, and then we'll be going live. Thank you for sticking with us, everyone. Of course, this is only the first semi-final of the day. We do have Squared Prospect coming up later, up against Keystars. I think that's a whole storyline to talk about. Obviously, we can break that down more later, and so will Banks and Miss Harvey as well on the desk. But that's going to be a big game. Not only Squared Prospect, looking very, very good in this event so far, coming through in first seed, actually going over CLG Red, which was a big victory, who dropped 0-2 out of the group. But also, we look at the Brazilians who came in with, I'd say we had high expectations, but only because they looked good domestically, but we'd never seen them internationally. So if they went out 0-2 in the group, we wouldn't have been too shocked, but they actually managed to take down Team Unknown, otherwise known as Singularity, in that decider matchup. They had a strong win against Go Home, but then got dominated by Team Dignitas 16-4. And that team looks very good, at least individually. That's a team I'm excited to watch later on. Do I think they have enough what it takes to beat Squared Prospect? I'm not sure, but they do look good.
Obviously, for Squared Prospects, having Hellrose being one of the most recognized IGLs within the female scene, you add in as well the firepower from Bullet Girl, and for me, Bullet Girl has definitely been the best player I've seen so far. Obviously, I only saw or commentated the Group E matchups. Interesting to see your point of view as well from spectating Group A, but for me, Bullet Girl, 50 kills over the course of a best of 2. The 2 maps they played, obviously, they had the 2-0 in the groups. That's why the massive upset happened and why we see currently the #1 seed that being Dignitas from Group A, going up against the potential tournament favourites, Res Gaming, as Res Gaming fell short versus Squared.
Well, we just had the knife round redone, of course, still going in the favour of Dignitas. It was set up, so server should be ready now. We should be going back into the game. Thank you for sticking with us. Countdown timer and the buy coming through. Same buy as last time. Zaz, PT50, nades. Vilga, just nades, and armor on everyone else. What will we see, Snods?
Well, we're going to be seeing a smoke diffuse kit come out from MU Elite. Obviously, Glocks through the smoke, nowhere near as effective with an AK spamming through the smoke, trying to see if they can kill a diffuser. So that strategy is extremely effective. Smoke coming out towards the back of green train, which means we should be seeing a pop take or a play towards Team A. And I imagine they run towards Electric here, Hugo, and try and go fast towards the A side. Good boost here, though.
Yeah, they're going to
if they can manage it.
Yeah, if they can get on top of the box, they can actually get a really good angle over that smoke down Olaf. Zaz is going to open things up on the entry. Antigua to follow. Good kills coming through for Rez so far, and the bomb down. MU Elite won't be able to stop it. She gets decked as well. Rain does get a kill. But it's a 2v4 right now, trying to get back into the site. The crossfire held. Antigua going to get the shot as one player, Giuliano, baits from the bomb train. Milk now in a 1-on-4. This round is not going to be easy by any means. And while there's a kit dropped over towards that danger sign, there's so many players up for Rez. Do they not realise that she's running out of connector, shooting shots? But now she's down to 2 HP. This round should be over.
And there you have it. Rez claim the pistol. Smoke comes out towards the right side of green train. Smoke towards Electric as well. No smoke towards Sandwich, interestingly. So they leave Sandwich open. Obviously, the end of Sandwich, sorry, the buy stop sign and whatnot towards green train is smoked. So you flash over, you rush towards Sandwich, you go fast in towards the default site, and you have those close range duels, which are so effective and especially favoured for the Glocks up close and personal. As we go into round number 2 now as well, it will be the Force buy coming out from Dignitas. And surprisingly, Rain being the only player to not Force, actually drops over a scout to MU Elite. Interesting.
Yeah, so double scout is very good for actually if each player gets a tag, or even if one player gets a tag each, and then pistols finish off the kills, but no tag needed because Goose Breeder's got a CZ. 2 frags from her. Nade does land good damage as well, as Rez now back into a 3-on-3, pulling back these refrags. Wide peek from Goose Breeder, and I don't know how the hell she gets away with that kill. But she does, so now back into the favour of Team Dig, but she's being wrapped, and with low ammo as well, Vilga should be able to get this one. She does, but at the cost of a lot of health. MU Elite finishing off the frag, and Zaz is lost alive in a 1-on-2. What has gone on here for Team Rez?
2 scouts as well, pretty much effectively orbs at this point when you look at the HP here for Zaz. 28 points of health, 1 shot from the scout. Actually, the AK doing 27 and 1, so 2 bullets required here for the AK. Nevertheless, though, bomb, drop towards default. Milk, I see, going towards heaven, I believe. So she has the elevated angle to oversee that bomb. So very, well, nigh impossible round here for Zaz to eventually try and find success in. Might even save the UMP at this point and play for exit frags. Because otherwise, especially with the insurance policy of Milk towards heaven, you've also got the scout from Emily, which is pretty much an AWP. But are they going to be expecting the flank around? And no, they're not. So 1 versus 1, Zaz onto low HP should be the round nevertheless there for Milk.
Yeah, risky to give away your position when Zaz could have played the time, but no, Milk's going to take her down. I guess she realised there was 20 seconds left on the clock, so wanted to run into the site instead of sneaking up and maybe trying to go behind that player to use her for information. More common when you have more time, but 1-1 now. Finally, Rez take a pistol, but it is responded by Team Dig with the Force, so we have seen almost every pistol lose the anti-eco coming up next. So Team Dignitas doing what Rez did many, many times so far this matchup. And now Rez forcing themselves up and going towards B. Artstar's here with the MP7. But they have a lot of pistols to play with. She's got to be very careful here. CZs, Mac 10, 2 P250s and a Deagle. With full Molotovs and smokes and flashes, this is going to be a very good execute for Rez if they are prepared. Team Dig with 2 close players, and the smoke down means Rez can at least set up, not scared of the aggression or the potential for Team Dignitas to push on up.
Molotovs, smokes as well, will be deployed towards the B-bomb site here. Flashbang will ricochet off the door. Artstar playing towards Coil. Will find contact, goes 1 for 1. Only gets that 1 frag before it gets traded out though, but Goose Breeder, MVP of the last round, still finds success. Rain chimes in with a frag as well, and Milk from behind finds the frag onto Giuliano, leaving just Potter alone to cower. And she's flanked from all angles, and the bomb will be defused. 2 to 1 now. And Rez, the bomb was planted, so it should be the eco into round number 4, and then we should be seeing a buy in round number 5. So this is a chance now for Dignitas to gain an advantage, and we know how important Dignitas' early game momentum is.
Oh, for sure. We saw that on Nuke, and getting off to a 7-8-2 start on the T side of Nuke as well was so big. Rez did not look happy with that, so if we let this one slip out of Rez's fingers early on and did get a good momentum lead on the CT side, Rez could be in a bit of a difficult spot. The only positive here for Rez is they know that, 11-4 halves aren't uncommon on this kind of map. And they are on the less favoured side, so they would be expected to lose most of these rounds. If they can just take 4 or 5 on the T side, that would be enough if they get the pistol round as well. So, Rez holding strong for the time being. Pistols in play. Team Dignitas, again, SMGs well equipped, looking to make some cash. Milk's in the pop dog, and Rez looking like they want to go for this A execute. Smoke's raining over and players running through. Milk's ready. First shot from her. Goose Breeder with 2. And Milk, she's going to round up with another couple. Goose Breeder finds 3 in the round, and that'll be 1 more on the board for Team Dignitas. 3-1, but here is the buy for Rez.
And let's see then. Into round number 5, it will be the buy round coming out from Rez on the T side of Train. Up for Potter as well. Obviously, we know how pivotal the AWP is on a map like Train. Obviously, in terms of alley control, makes things a lot smoother. You can have the up flash, peek towards alley, hold the right side angle, allow the AKs to go for a concept play upwards. But already, Emulate winning the duel versus Potter. 5 versus 4. As Team Dignitas gain the advantage early on.
Big kill early on. Antika now on the AWP here for Rez. Antika is going to follow up, so Emulate getting taken down. Apparently, the better of the 2 AWPers there. There's now Rez back into a 4-on-4. They've pulled things back from that early deficit, and the AWP has been retrieved on our side, just getting thrown player to player so far this round. Vilga's going to look towards Ivy, but has to be very careful with the AWP down on this angle. Goose Breeder wallbanged. And Juliana, while she takes a lot of damage from that spray, she's going to be able to dish out even more. And with what I would say is the best player from Team Dignitas already dead in the site, Rez with the player advantage in a very good spot. The only issue is they're split, so no trade potential. They need to group up if they want to hit a bomb site, regardless of where they go. And with Zaz already looking like she wants to walk out B upper, this could be perfect, because Rain has no information from this angle. She is actually going to be holding it from the top of the train, so she does get that kill. Now Rez losing a player towards B may tempt them to go to the other side of the map, and Milk is there in the pop dog to shut this operation down.
3 versus 3. 40 seconds left now for Rez to get the bomb down. Actually, Milk getting caught in translation from Pop Dog towards the A site. Still onto low HP. Still finds the frag as well, surprisingly. We are seeing a 1-player advantage. Make it 2. Artstar this time of the op, as Emily is already deceased. As is Juliana now in the 1 versus 2. Ooh, maybe a 1 versus 1 as well. The fuse gave for Rain. The bomb is in possession of Juliano. And the bomb should be planted as well. Hugo, look exactly where Rain's coming from.
Yeah, but she's going to have to make so much noise. 10 seconds left, Juliana needs to stick the plant, but Rain's coming in through the back lines. She's going to be ready for it, and there's the shot. Luckily enough, if you want to get a silver lining out of Cloud, there was a bomb plant. So money will be okay for Rez.
She teabagged.
Up.
Oh my goodness.
Filthy.
Okay, you're taking this way out of context, mate. 4-1. As you can see, the laughs coming out, the grins are there, the
confidence.
The confidence, the morale was so high. You can see the disrespect coming out. We saw sprays on Inferno and Nuke. We're seeing teabagging from Rain onto Giuliano. And I think the best way to describe this, which Miss Harvey said on the desk, was legacy. Rez, obviously, they're going to be situated for years to come within the female scene. And for Dignitas, is this their beginning of their legacy? Going into the finals, potentially, if they can claim that map victory on Train, make it into the finals here, and maybe begin their own run of dominance.
Yeah, and this is an interesting situation with the money now for Rez. That's why they call this tactical pause. They have between 3,700 and 4,900, mainly around the 3,800 mark on 4 of these players. So they can get an AK and armor or a Galil armor and some nades, for example, SMGs, whatever. Not a full buy, but they can get something. And the reason they're actually going for this pause is because, Dig lost 4 players in the previous round. So Rez know if they start to get rounds on the board, they can actually shut down this economy. The issue is, because of that 4-round streak from Dig, it's not really a reset. They've still got a full buy coming into this round, even with 4 deficits in the 4 lost players in the previous. So Rez going for this buy, I understand that they've actually got a fairly good bit of utility as well on 2 players. And it's not too bad of a buy, but as long as they are aware that Team Dig will also have a full buy in play because of that 4-round streak, and I'm sure they do. So money good for Dig, but that just means if Rez pick up 1 more round, Dig may be struggling. They may be on the edge of a buy. And yeah, with 3K across 4 of these players here, I mean, Dig can really buy up even if they lose this with all 5 players dead.
Good time to pause as well for Rez. Losing 4 rounds in a row after claiming the pistol round victory, being reset versus Goose Breeder. And obviously, Juliana losing the 1 versus 1. They go for the pause, they calm their frustration, try to see if they can basically compose themselves going forward, because if they let things slip early, we know Dignitas being the momentum-based team they are, they can run away with the lead, most definitely.
Yeah, on the CT side of Train as well, definitely favoured here. It's Rez out towards the Ivy with 2 players. Already one dead. Potter's walked out on the CA site and supported by Antika, but with the bomb. Dangerous, you can't afford to lose it out in such an open position when Team Dignitas have 4 members on the site. Antika going to fall back to a more passive position, and Goose Breeder pushes up to try and counter that. We've got 2 players down Ivy, but 2 CTs as well. Milk's there. Trade comes through for Milk. She's doing damage, and Antika going to follow up, finally pushing out onto the A bomb site. She needs to get one more kill. If she does, it's a 2-on-2, but the issue is Milk's still in position. Vilga's working her way up Ivy. And Antika knows Milk is on this corner as well, so she's got a pin, but no utility to force his player out of position. Vilga's trying to bait the shot, she goes for the fight, and now it's a 2v2 we've been waiting for. Still both players on the CT side in the bomb site, and Rain stuck on the train as well. Wrap around all the way for Antika, but they've slowed down, 45 seconds on the clock, no reason to overextend. Her teammate's dead, Rain's wrapping the backside, and Antika not going to expect or hear that. Dignitas 5-1 on the board, continuing the streak.
$3,000 across the board now for Rez. Question mark now against their buy. Do you go for the quasi buy? Do you go for the force buy? Instantly Zaz investing into the PT50s. You can see light utility as well. Bought by Giuliano. Only going to be 2 sets of Kevlar as well for the side of Rez Gaming. And right now you can see they're trying to overpower them with their aim. Smoke towards Sandwich, smoke towards Electric, have Antika, Potter, whatnot, walk out towards a main, go for the contact play, try and land the headshots onto the CT side of Dignitas. But right now, the wind is in their sails. They're the ones landing the headshots, winning the duels. Are we going to have to... Well, does it come down to strategy? Do we need to see some incredibly well-called, well-timed strategies and tactics to overthrow Dignitas currently? Is a team like Rez going to be able to accomplish that? Do they have, you know, in-depth counters to the setups we're seeing from Dignitas? Obviously, Dignitas playing very passive towards the A site. Do they have the fast Molotovs, the fast rushes towards that side to deny that, to counter that? I don't think so. They've relied on their aim for so long.
Yeah, and let's see if anything changes here. It's just pistols and already 2 frags on the CT side. Make it 3. Dignitas having no issue of dispatching of the Rez Gaming players, and they can't even get the bomb to the site. This is usually a map and a bomb site that you can easily rush down with a slight bit of utility and get a plant in, but not only do they only get 1 frag, but bomb plant is nowhere to be seen. The buy can come through from Rez with an AWP as well and full utility, so a very good buy at that, but still snug. 6-1 up. Not over, of course. We're early days, but Dig are looking very, very good coming into this game.
It's true. Dig are looking very good. And one of the keys to victory had for the North American side was an early advantage. 7-1 or an 8-3 scoreline, somewhere where they had a strong footing early on. If you give a substantial lead to Rez Gaming at the foreground of the match, Rez Gaming isn't a team that's going to let off lightly. They're going to carry forward that lead towards the latter portions of the matchup as well. This is a team that is so good in the crunch time and the clutch rounds. So far, Dignitas are sticking to their win conditions. Bomb in towards Pop Dog. 1 player there towards B as well. That's going to be Zaz. She has a smoke for lower and a flashbang as well, so they can try smoke towards lower, flash out towards the B bomb site, and force one of these players towards A to rotate towards the B bomb site. And then maybe come through Pop, come through team main, and split A.
But a slow-paced attack for Rez at the moment, as they do group towards B for the time being. We do have a bit of information gain from Dig, and I like this. Artstar going to begin to push down Ivy, trying to work out where Rez is set up. She clears the spawn. Now they know this is going to be a full B commitment, because it actually is. Rez have run all the way out onto the site. Smoke down, Molotov as well. They're all burning. No one's moving out of the molly. Vilga just sat in it for her entire life. Didn't even try and get out of position. Milk going to follow up as well. Kills coming in across the board for Team Dig, but it's changing now. Frags in response from Rez. 2v2. Rap coming from the backside as well. Artstar going to be climbing her way up the ladder. And with Elite in the middle of the site, Artstar is going to be the player who has to step up into 1-on-2, but she's got the angle. Potter's dead. Retake in for Dignitas. And I have no idea what that was for Rez in terms of getting out onto that bomb site. Just sitting in the molly. 1 player dead. Giuliano low. And not only that, but they weren't even able to get aggressive in the post plants. Team Dignitas already into the site, killing them before we even saw Rez have a chance.
For a second there, it all made sense, right? You smoke down lower, you force rotation from A towards B. At that point, there's 3 players towards A, there's 2 towards B from Dignitas. You have 2 players already down Pop, 2 players already situated in towards Team Main. Very easy to flip the switch, pull the trigger, and assault on the A site when there were a man less in terms of their defense. Instead, though, maybe Rez starting to overcomplicate things. For so long, their aim has been the defining factor against all of these female teams. They've been able just to outgun, out-aim their opposition. And now they're going to be tested individually and across the board as a team. Synergy, chemistry is there for Dignitas, as you can see. In terms of body languages, the smiles on their faces as well. They are the ones rising to the occasion. But nevertheless, though, this is obviously still a matchup that Rez can come back in and find success. 7-1. This is another buy here for the T side. AWP for Potter once again. As there is strong utility as well across the board for Rez. So we should be seeing maybe an execution. But then again, 2 players towards Ali. AWP for Potter as well, hoping that Arstar maybe overfaces and gets a bit overconfident and gives away the first frag. Does actually miss a shot there onto Arstar. She jiggle peeks towards Ali. Well, Molotov maybe goes around the other side as well. So smart play coming out from the CT side of Dignitas.
But now up Ivy, Artstar's going to be flashed off. Smoke is still down, so she can't do too much. Tika running in through the smoke, going to get taken down, and with no teammate to trade, that's a bit of a risky move from Rez. They do luckily get someone out on B in the meantime, so Zaz on the site, catching Rain, or trying to at least. She does finally find that kill, but at the cost of half her health. Emily rotating back into position, but with the smoke down, she can't get a shot onto Zaz. Again, deep flashes to just keep Emily at bay. Rotation coming in from Milk up the ladder. And we're bombed down now. We need some aggression from Rez. We need them to force some kills because in a 4v4, a retake is looking pretty doable here for Dig. Milk, she's not going to check the angle. Nice position from Vilger at the very least. Keeps it in the favour of Rez. Looking like they may be able to pick up their second round. Zaz has repositioned due to the Molotov. And Potter has also followed up. Low HP on pretty much everyone here. And Dig, they're going to fall short. Second round on the board for Rez. Making this one doable.
7-2 then, as we head into round number 10. Rez Gaming finally able to find themselves around after conceding 7 in a row. MP7 going to be deployed by, I believe it was Milk. Can't actually see it right now, but obviously in terms of frags, Milk leading the charge, 12-5. Has very strong retake so far on Milk. Early pop control as well for Goose Breeder. But yeah, it will be the MP7 wielded by Milk towards Pop Dog, I believe. So, double playing towards Pop. One towards, or facing the stairs, sorry, the ladder. Goose Breeder the M4, holding out towards team main. And actually a 1 versus 1 potentially towards outside. Vilga walking towards Blue Train. Surprised she hasn't actually been seen just as of yet. Molotov comes down as well. Smoke does eventually fade as well, so her cover towards the right has been evaporated. But the first frag, this time towards Ali, has been found by Potter. The flash peek comes in. And now we see the advantage once again for Rez Gaming. It's just the beginning of Rez finding their form back into this one.
Very potentially, but Team Dignitas need to find this trade kill if they want to have a realistic chance of winning this round. Need to refrag back into a 4-on-4. Rez look to execute onto this A bomb site. With 2 players walking down B though, they fall off. Vilga not going to commit to that angle. And now Rain holding on. Wait, what was that? Milk just sitting up the ramp, getting a flank from Antika. I'm not sure what's going on here. Goosebeard is also pushed up, catching a rotation onto Potter, and Antika's found another frag down on B. This round is a mess, and Team Dignitas have realised this. They're already looking to save that AWP on Goosebreeder. She finds Vilga in the connector, and it's the wrong side of the map. Wrong place, wrong time. Rez Gaming with the bomb down. Zaz trying to catch this rotation. She will. That's it. 3 up here for the Rez side. Slowly but surely crawling back into this game, Snods.
Slowly but surely. So, pause comes in, I imagine, from Dignitas, obviously conceding 2 rounds now, consecutively. Into round number 11, obviously, Giuliano drops the AWP over to Potter. I say obviously, we've seen Giuliano in times of despair take the AWP away from Potter and use it to our own demise. But it is the pause coming from Dignitas, that being a tactical as well. They've left themselves in quite an awkward spot. They lose 2 buy rounds in a row. Now $2,000-ish across the board along all 5 players. They can eco this round, bar up into the next one. Obviously, they're going to have, what, $2,400 round loss bonus. Goose Breeder buys a PT50, which means she can't drop the AWP over anymore to Emulite. The question is here, Hugo, do you double save for the AWP for Emulite? Or do you go for the 1 save and have a 5 M4 buy into round number 12?
I think at this point, with the loss bonus the way it is, I feel like well, it's clear what they're doing, right? They're going to single eco and they're going to buy up next round. Otherwise, they would have already put some money into this one. Because if they're going to double eco, you may as well get pistols and armor, and then you still have a chance of winning the round. And then by the third round, anyway, when you go for the buy, the loss bonus is kicked in enough for you to have everything you need. So it looks like they're going to buy, and we'll go with that rather than what I think.
Well, they're buying to the next round is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because obviously they are going to go for the eco.
But it's no double save here. It's just a single save. They're just going to hold into PT50s at the very least. Smoke flash on Goose Breeder to see if she can at least maybe cycle that down towards B.
Yeah, maybe just smoke B lower, stack towards the A site. Maybe if they're going to rush towards B, they get second thoughts, so they see a lower smoke, go back towards Pop Dog, maybe try and flood the A site, obviously into the demise maybe of themselves, as Dig maybe stacking it.
Very common to go down Ivy in this kind of position as well. Goose Breeder, she throws down a smoke towards the end of Ivy, fake the fact that they're sitting passive on the A bomb site and they actually have a buy, then pop back, flash everyone through the smoke. Maybe he'll catch Rez off guard. Again, theory crafting. We will see, how Dignitas approach this round with that flash smoke. And it's always nice to see a bit of utility into these kind of ecos, I don't like it when teams don't buy up at least a flashbang.
I get annoyed as well. Obviously, I remember casting the NA qualifier for the Katowice main tournament. And we saw a lot of the NA teams, they'd go for Deagle Armor every single quasi buy, and then they were left without utility into the buy rounds, and it was basically a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
But good to see just the full eco coming out, some utility here and there, which means we are seeing the 4-player stack towards the A site, easy frags being found. But as I say, there's Zaz onto low HP, and Potter as well. Just 23 points of health.
Vilga needs to step up, and he certainly does. She'll get all 3 kills, 4 frags, 4 rounds. What am I saying? What am I saying here?
I said he gets all the frags.
I meant to say
she gets the 4K.
It's hard. It's hard to adjust. Okay, Snods.
That is very true. I've said man advantage.
I've done that
a few times.
I'm doing my best. AWP up though for Emmy Elite. She will go for it early on anyway, so they don't double eco, but she won't have armor to support it.
Yeah, so interesting. Interesting indeed. Double play towards the B site, and that would be a very good call to make currently, as there will be upper control coming out. The Molotov will deny the peak just for, 5-6 seconds, a brief pause. Now as Emily waits for the Molotov to fade, and here comes the peak. Can she net the team the first frag? And of course she does, lands the flick. And now 5 versus 4 as we are into round number 12. 7-4 advantage still for Dignitas, and a double player advantage lead into this round. So this may get to 8. And Dignitas maybe securing the victory this half as a bare minimum.
Oh, tag as well. That may be heard. Antika's going to get shot in the pop. You can see Goose Breeder continuing to spray, knowing she's still in there, but Antika probably should give up that position if they're not hitting that A bomb site. However, Potter already up Ivy, even though she is low. We're going to need a big play from someone here in this 3 versus 5. So someone certainly needs to step up as the time starts to tick down here for the Res Gaming team. Potter beginning to push her way down Ivy. Utility usage to at least keep Team Dignitas at bay as well. And with Goose Breeder holding a crossfire with Artstar. If Potter doesn't commit, if she takes her time, and that flash will certainly make her do so. This smoke could fade, meaning Artstar can actually hold a crossfire with her teammate. Even against an AWP, that should be impossible for Potter to get more than 1 kill, but they don't hold the crossfire. Goose Breeder caught out in the open. Potter's going to put it back for 1. If she takes a second kill here, this is suddenly on, but look at them on B. They've already filled their way out. Potter finds 2. Rain needs to defend this B bomb site. 20 seconds left, but she can't find a kill. Zaz will get the opener, and there we go. Rez have got the bomb down in a 3-on-2. Even though Milk takes down Zaz, it's still looking doable. As the rotates come in here for the Team Dig side, Milk is wrapping around the backside of the site. Antika gets caught out of position, and Emmy Elite's in a 2v1. She hits a shot. So Dig get the retake. They at least keep this round strong.
Vilga with her head in her hands in that scenario. Not happy with how that round eventually concluded. They was into the 2 versus 2. They lose 2 players early. 5 versus 3. Goose Breeder with the M4 towards Sandwich. MU Leech with the AWP towards B upper as well. Nets themselves the first 2-player advantage. 5 versus 3. Got a bit dicey, got a bit close there, Hugo, but eventually filtered into the direction of Dignitas' way. 8-4 now, as the B-hops come out, but the flashes is even stronger. Potter goes for the peak. Ooh, actually misses the shot there, so Milk will find another frag. Oh, my goodness, she's on 17 kills now here, Hugo. Decimating Res Gaming, showing who is the new boss in town within the female scene.
Oh, Goose Breeder, if she wraps the backside of Vilga, that's going to be a big kill for Team Dignitas. Artstar jumping above the smoke, may have an angle to do even more damage. Vilga's sneaking all the way up, but she spots her. Doesn't matter. Artstar hits a shot. And now Dignitas continue with this player advantage up into a 5-on-2. Artstar just trying to take the AK-47 and get out of that position. There's still that AWP on Antika up in main, and Artstar very close to getting spotted. You can see she has been spotted, but Antika just can't hit the shot. She hasn't got the angle, has to jump. So at least information at the very least, but no kill coming through. Goosebreeder holding the angle, but with 2 players in the pop dog, they can just double peek this. But it's a bait from Goosebreeder, wow. It doesn't matter. Great shot from Antika. Will they expect the second player? I very much doubt it. Milk is in position. Flash comes out that will delay Milk, but also save her life, because Antika's now not watching the angle. She'll realise too late. Walking back up towards the Olaf position, she takes down Artstar as well. Antika's on a tear. Almost the 3rd kill, but Emulate trades Giuliano in a 1-on-3.
30 seconds left now for Rez. Bomb in the inventory of Giuliano. Finds the first frag onto Milk, the star player so far for Dignitas in this final match of this first semi-final of the day. Isolated the first player. Here's the steps, I believe, towards default. Finds Rain, but unfortunately loses that duel. As we go 9-4, we need to be seeing maybe a pause come out from Rez, as they need to be able to resituate themselves, recompose themselves, because they are at a loss.
9-4. This really is good for Dignitas. Of course, you know, you can still get things done with an 11-4 half. Certainly not impossible here. But I love the music, I gotta say.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Maybe Rez could do this music in their ears as well, instead of probably the rage just, you know, insinuating across their 5 players. I'm joking, I'm joking.
Yeah, big assumption, big assumption.
No, but obviously you can see the frustrations there.
Yeah,
right?
of course, of course.
Players with their heads in their hands.
Same as the last map, though.
Hands
Again, you know, it was 8. Same as the last map. We picked up on it when it was 8-2.
Right? Oh.
The last map on Nuke. You know,
right.
when it was 8-2 up to Dig on the T side of Nuke. And you know, we're seeing...
Oh, they gave up in that matchup, definitely.
Yeah, Rez is saying they're going, what, like, there's nothing we can do. They're just running into bomb sites and killing us when we have no idea what we're doing. Did not look prepared on that map. And, well, I wouldn't say the same for this map. They definitely seem more prepared. Still struggling to get those rounds on the board. If they get 5, I think that'd be a good half for Rez, and they're going to aim for that. Not aiming for 6 here. Light investment, some pistols, some armor. Not a full buy by any means, Snods. They're going for that 5th round later in the last round of the half.
Well then, let's see how this one does conclude. Round number 14 now, as we see the 9-4 scoreline, and it seems like Rez may be conceding double digits here. As obviously, if it does go to 10-4, such a strong CT half already for Dignitas does not bode well going to the second half for Rez Gaming if they concede that pistol.
Yeah, that round seems to be over. Vilka is stuck in the pop dog. Bomb down on B. Everyone on Dignitas there. They're even holding that rotate. Goosebreeder in the connector. Common position to expect, but Vilga's probably not going to be able to get this kill with Goosebreeder trained on the angle. CZ in hand. Even if she gets it, that's a gun maybe she tries to save, but they've got the money for the buy, so don't really need to. She looks for the kill, but Goosebreeder's ready and waiting. 10-4 up here for Team Dig. And here we go, as we said, Rez looking for that last round of the half. They're trying to bring this to 5. Not as confident as they were earlier on, maybe. But certainly not out of this one just yet. As we said, a team known for their comeback ability. And now AWP on Emulate, not the same story for Rez. We haven't seen too much from Potter on the AWP. In fact, Antika's been doing more damage than anyone with that. Opening kills have not been happening for the T side, and maybe they will for the CT side. But bad flash, or unlucky flash, Artstar gets caught, still gets the frag. Vilga dead. And Potter's still in position. Will she be able to at least trade this one out? The smoke is down. Potter attempts it, and she does get that trade. So big kill for Potter.
10-4, and a 4 versus 4 currently. Milk, definitely the MVP in this final map on Train. 17 frags so far, but Giuliano does open up the B-bomb site for good. And they have Antika holding for the rotations towards Pop Dog, but instead 3 players shifting in towards Connector. The bomb making its way towards Whitehall, slowly making its being towards the B-bomb site, as Dignitas prime themselves ready to come in for the B retake.
Giuliano firing off shots, but look at this position from Zaz. She can hear the footsteps. Surely she can hear the footsteps. There's one player behind her, doesn't react. Dead to Goosebreeder. And that's a big death to have as well. At least Giuliano makes up for it with another shot from the AK-47. So still Rez hold on strong for the time being, but Team Dig going back into this round, trying to attempt this retake, last of the half. If they can take down Potter on the site, it's doable. No Molotov for that bomb, and there's smokes on Team Dig if they want to commit to that defuse. Smoke out, Potter wraps the left side of the site, spot on Giuliano. Will they know Potter's here? Yes, Emily hits both shots, and now they can do it. One player can jump on the bomb. Emily grabs an AK-47, but Antika with the spray. She's not connecting. She's run past the diffuser, and Dig have done it. What? 11 rounds.
Oh my god, Dignitas can't believe it. Antika taking her headset off, the frustrations there. And that might be enough. I mean, mentally, scoreline as well, 11-4, having such an advantage heading into the second half and the final half of this best-of-3. Rez, easily the favourite coming into this tournament. They've been the favourite for 2 years running. And we might be witnessing the beginning of a new legacy for Dignitas. And this might be the premature final, essentially.
Yeah, I mean...
Winner of this has the massive, favourite going against, Squared or Keyed.
If Rez doesn't even pull this one back as well, it's going to be 2 maps for Dig in a dominant fashion. Rez need this pistol. They need to at least make this game close. They've still got an opportunity into this map, but it's so reliant on this one single round, and Dig are prepared. You can see they've got a utility for it. Smokes, flashes, a molly. And full Glocks here up towards the Ivy position. Antika, she's got to make up for that previous round. She's got to hit a headshot here. Spamming through the smoke, not going to connect. Artstar beginning to push and Milk as well. They're playing slow. They're playing contact at least with the sneak. But the issue is with the Molotov down, it's very clear they're committing. At the top now, Potter, how does she catch 2 kills in that position? Traded, but she's done her job. Vilga's also going to follow up, and it's a 3-on-2 right now in the site. Rez don't need to overextend. They've got that player advantage. Wait for the bomb to go down. You can push when you hear that plant sound because you know one player doesn't have a pistol in their hands. Rain hunting for the kill, as is Emulate, and she'll find it onto Antika. Team Dig doing damage.
Bomb towards Old. Well, backlines essentially coming in towards CT spawn. Giuliano with no Kevlar, remember here, Hugo, has to go nuclear. And she gets spotted. Sees the bomb, sees the push coming in. She has to try fall back. She's been spotted again. She's going to be overrun. From a 2 versus 4, and now into the 1 versus 2 for Zaz. Somehow, Rez Gaming have let this one slip in a scenario where they were favoured to win the tournament, win this matchup, and go into the finals as the heavy favourite. Zaz has to go huge.
And a player that some call the best female in the world at this game. She's got a big task ahead of her, though. First kill coming through to Rain, and the second Zaz. She's done it. She's kept Rez in this game, picking up that second pistol round, and 5 on the board.
Dignitas and their afterplants.
Yeah, you do hate to see it, don't you?
I mean, you've literally won the game there.
Yeah.
The game's over.
Yeah, win that round, yeah.
They've planted in towards the middle of default. So it's only planted for one of the players towards Oil. So in that point, double face with the contact, but either they both whiffed and they both had the drop on her. Fair enough if that happens. Obviously, everyone misses, but first player that died towards Green Train had no reason to peek at that point. You had the cross there from the player at Oil. All the information was gathered. They take those jewels, maybe the pressure getting to them. Well, those antics may be their downfall later on. Zaz, she's in the game currently. Obviously, the crazy 1 versus 2 to keep her team in this one. As the bomb makes its way down towards default, so there will be an injection of cash into the next round here for Dignitas. As it should go 11-6.
While the bomb's down, nothing else too much should be coming through. A couple of kills here and there, but still Glocks and PT-50, so Dig getting overrun here. Another kill with a Glock. How are they even putting up damage here? This is not a round where Dig should be getting anything done, let alone damage. Not even this win as well. Are they going to win this round with a full Glock buy?
I'm done.
Okay, I'm going to get up and walk off. Dignitas, what an incredible round, but massive mistakes from Rez Gaming. How does that happen? They look confused, Nods. I'm confused. Are you confused?
I'm extremely confused. 5 versus 3, remember?
With
Zaz finds the first 2 frags towards ramp. There's no Kevlar on Dignitas. It's not as if they picked up an AK. They're playing a headshot angle towards the site, maybe. They have great after-plant positions. I mean, they have Glocks. And they put it... it's not as if they played off time as well. There was time.
I don't know. I can't even describe that. The best part about this for me is Dignitas called the pause straight after, probably because they don't know what's going on. But now Rez have to sit there in silence after losing against full Glocks. They can't even talk to their team and go, don't worry girls, it's okay, move on past it. This stuff happens to everyone. But does it happen in the semi-final on the 3rd map at 12-5, just as they're about to start their comeback? Not to most teams, I could say, Snods. Dignitas... This is a great pause, because not only, not that they've called it for this specific reason, but not only does it give them time to work out how they want to approach these rounds, but Rez have to sit here and try and stay calm.
Try their very best. 12-5 down, 7-round deficit here for Rez on CT side train. You have a 2 versus 4 in the pistol, and it still somehow becomes a 2 versus 1. Zaz wins it. You think, okay, we're back in this one. It's time to show our championship mentality. We can never be stamped out of these games. We're always going to be able to fight back from any loss, any deficit. And still they find themselves bemused, essentially, as how on earth, it's mental. It's crazy. It is crazy. We've seen 2 full Glock wins for Dignitas so far. 2. Usually we don't even see 1 in a whole event.
I don't know what to say. Fantastic from Dig, but you know, it's a product of the mistakes of Rez as well. This is not the Rez we usually expect or usually even see in these kind of events. This started off shaky for them, and it's going to end shaky for them as well as our monitor. It fell off the desk. But we've got a double entry here for Dignitas into the B-bomb site. Just got to be confident, running on in, expecting to take these frags, and they will. Nothing coming in here for the CT side. Finally, we're going to have a bit of a response, but it's only onto Goosebreeder. Giuliano, last player alive here for the CT side. Dignitas up on 13 rounds.
We might be seeing Rez have to force by each and every round here, Hugo. If this goes 14-5, similar storyline that we saw on Nuke, where Dignitas have a massive advantage, especially at match point as well. You know, be it 14-5 or 15-5, I don't see Rez coming back into this matchup. They've been mentally broken, mentally shattered, and now they have to pick up the pieces, essentially. As Juliana trying to play for some extra frags, obviously she can find an M4, carry the forward into the next round. She will add a nice headshot onto Rain.
Small consolation.
Consolation frag, of course, as she will be swiftly traded by Milk, who is on 18 frags, but she's one of the reasons why we see Dignitas with a 13-5 lead. She had 17 kills, Hugo, after 12 rounds being played out, so she was the key piece of this early advantage that we see currently. Oh, it's going to be the eco as well here. So they are going to play from 14-5 down.
Well, they tried to pull an overtime comeback. If we remember back, 15-5, they then went for the buy. They allowed it to hit 15 when they had only pistols. The one nade, the one investment for Rez has already been used, and that's found really nothing. There's full HP on this T side. They're just going to run up Ivy. Not too much of a defense. We have a kill coming out from Potter, but while Dignitas have been picking up Glock rounds, it won't be Rez picking up USP rounds, or maybe any rounds, because it's 14-5 snods. And now, only now do we have that buy on the CT side, up against the buy of Dignitas. 20 rounds deep. And Rez are going to need one of the most phenomenal comebacks we have ever seen from them.
Oh yeah, they're used to being in the complete opposite scenario. They're used to having these substantial advantages in these matchups, or if they're coming back from defeat, it's at least a 16-12, or sorry, a 14-12 or a 14-11. They can bounce back into it. Instead, they're down 9 rounds on their CT side here on Train. AWP for Potter. They're lacking Kevlar to back that AWP as well, which means we might be seeing some more reserved play with the AWP, maybe not as much aggression. We know Potter likes to play for picks. She likes to not play slow, but have time to work the map, go across all the different angles she can try and find an advantage with. But 1-for-1 trade here towards B up means we see a 4 versus 4. Damage dealt as well from Vil going to Rain, so 30 HP for her. Artstar will be naded by her teammate, I believe. Not sure, but a very, very large over-rotation from Res Gaming. You can see the paranoia they have towards the B-bomb site as of, for good reason. Yeah. Losing it versus Glocks, losing it as well in the pistol round, essentially. They're scared of losing that B-bomb site.
Dignitas are the ones that should be scared for now. They've got 2 low HP players. A lot of pressure on Milk and Emulite to actually hit their shots in this round. For everyone as well, but mainly the players with full health at least, because Rez, they don't have utility to at least stop this push, but they do have the rifles to contend with it. Potter on that AWP again towards the CT spawn. We've got a wrap back round for Giuliano. A push up from Rez. They're expecting this A play. Already Zaz going to be coming in on the back line. Now, an opening kill for Potter. Already Dignitas needing to trade. The bomb's out in the open. Giuliano going to follow up. Rez, 1 by 1, starting to pick off the players of Team Dignitas. How much more can they do? That's a 3rd kill for Zaz. And now Milk in the 1v4. 15 seconds on the clock. She knows where Potter is, but I don't think she'll be able to get out of this one alive. They're hunting her down. Giuliano dead. Potter still here. Milk trying to pre-fire. She hits the shot, but surely no time. And Zaz going to clean up that round, so Rez keep themselves on the board for now.
At least she dealt some damage to the economy there for Res Gaming. Obviously, if they lose this round and it does go 15-6, they can have no cash left after being reset, so their buy will be incredibly poor. Then again, do we see the scenario in front of us here, Hugo, where Dignitas choke away this lead? The lack of experience maybe on stage, or versus their rivals, their idols, essentially. Do they let it slip when they have such a big advantage? I guess we're about to find out. Execution comes towards the outside site, maybe trying to force the hand of the Molotovs from the A players and force out all the utility they can. But look at what grenades Rez have left. Just 5 flashbangs, no Molotovs, no smokes, and there's still a minute 30 seconds left on the clock.
Very dangerous if Dignitas want to hit this site fast. Rez will have to hit their shots again. Vilga nade does land a bit of damage. It takes down Goosebreeder with the assist from Potter. No follow-up though. Potter's dead and Rain's going to follow up as well. Antika's been dropped. Rez only have 3 players left standing and they're only just rotating back into the site. Vilga's dead in the site and Juliana has to come in through the Ivy as well, wrapping the CT spawn. Zaz smoked off and she's even being flanked, but she's not aware. Juliana does take a kill in the meantime, but Zaz will time and get the better of her. She spots the flank, but she can't get the kill. Artstar tagged down and Juliana in a 1-on-3. We've seen Zaz pull up a clutch. Will Juliana follow up? There's the first. Already damage done to that second, and Emulite going to get tagged as well. Orb holding the angle will do it. And Dignitas have found it. 15 rounds to 6 here on the 3rd map of the semi-final. They're 1 round away from taking this victory and heading to the grand finals. And Rez, they are $2,000 away from a loss.
You just saw there the damage economically that Milk just dealt to them in the last round. She finds 2 frags as exits. She leaves only 2 players surviving, which means those 2 players that survive have to drop. They drop over the 2 M4s. Yes, you know, in terms of firepower, they had a good buy, but you saw 1 or 2 Molotovs, 1 or 2 smokes. They had nothing left, Hugo.
That will stay the same for this round as well, with these pistols not getting much done. A 1-for-1. Zaz trying to get something going, at least for the CT side. But again, there's 2 players left up for Rez, and this body looks fantastic. Vilga and Potter, last 2 members up. Vilga's going to be able to get a kill and upgrade to an AK-47 as well, but will Potter be able to support her? Vilga's going to get shot through the smoke. It's all on Potter now. A 1v3 to keep this game intact, to keep Rez in the tournament. Emulite misses a shot. Potter can't hit the shots of the CZ either. A huge task ahead of her. And Dignitas aren't even going to be facing. They're not overextending. They're just holding on to the site. They want to win the round. They don't want to throw away against just 1 lone player, and she's going to get spotted. That's it. Artstar's done it, and Dignitas have done it. Finally, on a LAN environment, we see Dignitas overtake the likes of Rez Gaming, and they will be heading to the grand finals. The girls are impressed. They are very happy, and I don't blame them.
Into the finals they go, and Rez, from a shaky group stage, we thought, okay, they can brush this one off, they can bounce back, show the form that we're used to seeing from them. Instead, they fall short in the first semi-final of the day. You can see the happiness and the elation on the faces of the players from Dignitas as they book their ticket into the finals.
Unbelievable scenes here, but it's so impressive. Shows a new rise, at least for the female team in the NA region. They've been battling so long against Rez and were never able to get the lead or get the win over this team. Always Rez in the grand finals, 2-0ing every single series, but now, finally, after years, we have seen the North Americans succeed. Obviously, commiserations to Rez, but hopefully they'll come back stronger than ever in the future. And as now Dignitas go forward into the grand final, they'll be facing the winner of the Keyed Stars, the Brazilians, versus European mix of Squared Prospect.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways you really come back from this if you are Rez. You either take the pessimistic approach and you, don't want to say fold, but you falter, right? Instead, do they go back to the drawing board? Do they use this as a reality check? Do they try and improve themselves at the back of this? Say, okay, we're not as good as we used to be. We're not as dominant as we were before in the female scene. Let's go back to the drawing board and have the motivation put back in so they can come back into this female scene and show the dominance once again. But maybe we're seeing the new, the new kings of the scene.
Yeah, or new queens at least. It's definitely a great tournament for the North Americans, even though CLG fell 0-2 in the group stages. It's been made up for by the likes of Dignitas, and I'm sure they're very happy with that performance as well. Just congratulations to them. They've been fighting so hard for this, and it's nice to see all their hard work actually pay off with some success. And into the grand final, a guaranteed 2nd place at the very least. But we are going to be throwing over to the desk, if I'm correct.
No,
we're not.
Nearly okay. Correct there. I believe Matt Andrews has a word for someone. Let's see what he's got to say.
Thank you very much, guys. Great work taking us through that amazing semi-final, which sees Team Dignitas through to our final tomorrow. And that has been a long time coming.
Yeah, that's a really tough opponent. We have mad respect for them, and we're just so happy for that win. I mean, we worked so hard for so long, and that just shows that hard work pays off, and we just trust the process.
Let's put that into a little bit of context. So you've just been Rez, who, under different names, but, you know, we've been here a while. We've done the Intel Challenge here in Katowice a few times. They've won the last 3 of them, and that team have only dropped about 3 maps in a year, and you've now just put them aside to go into the final. So that's a huge challenge to have overcome. Were you scared of them before that match started with the history that they've got?
I think something that we really learned from the Sixers is to be humble and, you know, kind of respect your opponents and kind of just work your way around them and defeat them that way. And again, like, we've just been working so hard for this win because it's not an easy team to beat, but that just shows that what we have been doing for so long.
There is a lot of smiles on your team here with that challenge done. Congratulations to all of you. After the map veto, did you feel good about how that was going? We were having Inferno first.
Yeah, we actually expected those to be the last 3 maps, and it was, so we read them like a book, kinda, in that case.
First map went against you, though. So what happened between maps 1 and 2? What did you all say to come out and win on Nuke?
Well, I think we kind of have a first map curse. We always just struggle first map. I don't know, whatever reason. But we knew Nuke was ours. We're just so good on Nuke. We played all the time in the ESCA League, so we knew we had Nuke for sure.
I think a lot of people thought you're the team on Nuke, so if Nuke's in the pool, then we know one is going your way. You will be into our final tomorrow. Rez won't be there for a change, but you will be playing Squares Prospects or Vivo Keyed, who are going to be our next semi-final today. Do you have a preference? Do you have a team you're more ready for?
We actually scrimmed against Prospect, and you know they're a tough opponent, so we would be happy to play them. I love the Brazilian girls; they're so nice, so I would love to play against them too.
We will find out shortly. Congratulations again. We know that's been a huge win that you've just wanted to get somewhere. It's done. Team Dignitas are through to our grand final and very happy about it. And we'll see Squares Prospects against Vivo Keyed shortly later on this afternoon. See who will be their opponents. Let's go over to our analyst desk. James Bank is there with Miss Harvey and Cody.
Thank you, Matt. Finally, Dignitas have taken the crown away from Rez. They've managed to do it. I'm joined by Miss Harvey and Cody, ready on the desk to drop the knowledge across those games. But let's start with you, Steph. How are you feeling after now they've almost been dethroned, right? We're going to see a new champion crowned here, and it's anyone's game at this stage. Dignitas looking strong.
Well, honestly, it's a little bit unexpected because even when Rez make roster changes, usually they still come out the better team. But throughout the whole tournament, Rez seem to have a lot of difficulties. They seem to never really get in their groove. You know, even this BO3 showed that they're not the dominant team at the moment that they were. First map was really close. Honestly, if it wasn't for the couple Dignitas mistakes, they should have ran away with a 2-0. And then in the, I don't like to say custom maps anymore because they've been on the circuit for so long, but in those more strat-heavy maps, Dignitas just kind of rolled over them.
Yeah, they were looking so strong. And Cody, from your perspective, are you impressed with what you saw from the Dignitas ladies? Do you believe now that this is their chance to go through and take the whole tournament?
With the experience that they have versus the 2 teams that they are going to play in the final, or the options of the 2 teams, I definitely think that they have the more experience and they're the better team on paper, at least. I'm excited to see what Squared Project looks like coming into the semi-final. So tomorrow could be really interesting, but I definitely give a good advantage to Dignitas going into tomorrow.
They seem so well prepared. Now, we do have a replay ready of the game that we saw on Train, and it was a little bit too much like what we saw on Nuke in the sense that it was Dignitas' show. And I'm wondering, though, did Rez just crumble a bit there? Like, what happened to him? Because it was Nuke, they looked down and out. Like, we spoke about their body language, and then the same thing happened again here on Train. You think with all that experience, they would have had a chance to bounce back for it?
Yeah, honestly, once again, I didn't really feel Rez in the game at all.
Yeah.
Dignitas just went in really strong. Even although Rez won pistol, seems like Dignitas cut their legs when they won the eco round. And then after that, it was really, even the rounds that Rez was winning was really close. They could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, when Dignitas won that round with the pistols, the Glocks at the end, I turned around for a second. I look at the screen and Dignitas just won a Glock save round. You know, like after that, if you're on Rez, you're really depressed.
Yeah.
You know, that Antica spray as well, as we can see on the screen, it's really unfortunate. Like these little rounds, if they go Rez's way, it could have been a completely different story. Like Zaz had an amazing pistol.
Yeah.
But then again, like Dignitas just won back the round after and then, you know, went back and went in the game. It was really, really a one-sided affair, I want to say. Rez didn't really feel confident in any of the move. They went for picks, and when the picks worked, they got a couple rounds here and there. But other than that, it seems really, like we said a lot, like really unprepared, really huggy without the confidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dignitas just looked like the better team. They had a better game plan, better strats coming into this, and Rez was relying on their skill and their individual plays, and all the rounds that they won usually came off of the back of someone making a really great play.
Yeah.
And you could just tell the lack of preparation and the lack of time to integrate Potter and make her an impactful opper definitely hurt them this tournament.
Yep.
And that's what I really want to come on to there is obviously we expect so much from Rez, there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, but having just changed the player, just having Potter in, how much time do you think they need to kind of bounce back from this now? Like, what do you think needs to happen? We see him come and give them a bit of motivation now that they're being challenged. It's not an easy scenario for them to come and just go, oh yeah, we'll just turn up to another event. Oh, we got another win in the bag. Now they've got to fight for it, but also, how much is it going to be for them to achieve here and to make that happen again?
As we saw today, I don't think that Potter is the kind of player that you just put in and she fits within the team, right?
Okay.
You need to adjust a lot of the strategies, a lot of the teamwork to make her fit right. Especially, like I said, on Rez, like right away from the bottom, like they're not a new team outside of her. They already have some sort of structure.
Yeah.
And still we saw them be really unorganized. So it seemed like they're going to have to do a lot of work. I'm absolutely not worried for them. Like, you know, they know how to win. They're going to bounce back from this. This is probably and hopefully just a fluke for them. You know, when you lose in a semifinal, like we called it a fluke, that's how much dominant this team has been throughout the years. You know, Juliano, Zaz, they're champions. Potter is a champion as well, so they're going to come back for sure. And they're not going to want to lose again in a semifinal next year, that's for sure. But, you know, right now, it was just not their time.
And as well for Potter, you come into a lineup, yeah? She even said in her video, I want to win. I want to be on that winning side. And then you find yourself going out in the semis. It just must be absolutely crushing to come this far and go that way.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, like, you know, they're going to be upset at themselves. Like, right now, no one on Rez is happy, okay? They're used to winning and they lost. They bring another champion in and they still lost. No one is happy, but at the same time, they got to cut themselves some slacks. Like, you can't create a miracle for a new player in like a week, you know? As you've seen it in majors when like SK has to play with a ringer, or like these big teams have to play with ringers. They don't create miracle. There's only so much they can do. And I think that's what they need to realize. And right now it's going to hurt. It sucks for them, but eventually I think they're going to bounce back. They're the kind of players that just like strive from losing and want to win, you know? So I think should be a problem in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. I do think they need more time with Christine. They really need to look into how they want to play and approach maps. And I mean, coming into this, we knew that they were only playing 3 maps primarily.
Yeah.
So they had a decent idea of what they wanted to do, and then with how they struggled on Cobblestone, I don't know that they really felt confident going into the rest of the tournament, so it just really narrowed their map hole coming into the semifinal.
I think their biggest mistake here today for Rez is I think they tried to keep what they had in Aiden Christine. I think that what they should have done is a lot of like contact play, a lot of 4-1s, a lot of like, let's get into their face. We're the better players, let's just show them, you know, and catch teams off guard, push CT side, you know. And I think,
aggro style,
yeah, and I think they just let Dignitas play their game, and that's where they did wrong. If you let Dignitas play your game, if you let Dignitas execute here, you lose, because their execute is on freaking point. You got to stop them before they can make it there. So I think that was Rez's biggest mistake.
Definitely.
Now, they're not quite there yet, right? They've still got one more match, Dignitas, but is this the time where we can say if they do come away with the win here, this is their year to continue and strive for the NAC?
Yeah, I think Dignitas have been battling for the top spot for a couple years now. They're always doing top 3 most of the time. Don't quote me on that. I know they didn't get out of groups at Copenhagen a couple years ago, and stuff like that, but they've been doing top 3 for the past 3-4 years. They're tired of it. And honestly, you know, I'm from NA, I see them practice, and I've never seen a team practice that much.
Wow.
Dignitas practices a lot. They have a solid regiment. They're extremely dedicated players. And I'm playing with 2 of them for the WEGS tournament, like in China, and they still manage to find time to play with me, Goose and Rain, outside of their practice. Like, they're extremely dedicated. And I really liked Emily's interview. I thought it was really refreshing to see how she talks. Like, this is the kind of interview I probably wouldn't have seen from her a couple years ago. They always are really confident, and she was really humble. It's really glad to see that Dignitas is able to kind of reach that new ceiling of potential.
I don't know if this is their year, but it's definitely their tournament to lose right now. I feel like coming into this final, they got to feel confident beating, the 3-time champs and a team that's probably had their number the past couple of years too.
Definitely so. Thank you very much for your insights, guys. Dignitas have done it. They've made their way to the final. One more team remains. That semi-final's coming up very shortly. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere because the action's coming right back.